Okay, can you see the screen, all of you? Is it being shared, students? This is the formula. Okay, cone. Relate with the solid cylinder. What is cone formula? All of you respond. Volume is equals to 1 by pi r square. Very good. Next. Curved surface area. Instead of 2 pi r, it is just pi r. No, no, that is just pi r. Pi r into L. Correct. Length. If length is not given, plus r square. Write it like this, students. Study. Compare it like this. Next. Look at total surface area. Just divide both. We don't take r. Total surface area is, we don't take 2. Pi r h. Instead of h, what I should write? Pi r L. Pi r L plus pi r square. Pi r L plus pi r square. Look at the formula. Can you see the formula? Pi r L plus pi r square. Total surface area. So cylinder is important. If you know cylinder concept, you can derive all this. Yes. Make a note of this. Be quick. If you have written solid cylinder, hollow cylinder, next to that write cone. Value of cone. Pi r L plus pi r square. 1 by 3 pi r square h. Only for volume it is h, students. Remember, only for volume. For curved surface area it is not h. It is changed. Lateral, not lateral. What is this? Slantite. L stands for slantite. All of you done? Respond, students. Don't be silent. We're wasting time. Have to start. If you have completed, let me know. I'm waiting for you all. 2017, 12th main, first one we did. Okay, 12th main, first one, air concept. The same concept you have to start with this. See, when it comes to sphere, remember two things, students. The outer part, whatever there is, the outer is curved surface area. Curved surface area. If they ask including the circle, total surface area. Next part of the question. Look here. A conical tent accommodates, this is 2017, 77 people, person. So how many person it accommodates? 77. Person 77. Each person must have 16 meter cube of air. So air, air required. Air is equals to 16 meter cube. How do you calculate volume, students? What did I tell you all in the morning class? Volume is also equal to air, right? Volume is directly proportional to the amount of air. So if you want to calculate volume, multiply 77 into this 16. That will give you the volume of the tent. Volume. First complete this. So volume is basically the empty space. In the empty space, this is the tent. So total 77 people are inside. Each people consume around 16 meter cube of air. That is the volume. What's the volume, student? 16 into 77. And radius of the tent is given. Radius is the circle down. Radius. Radius R. Okay, radius is equals to 7 meters given. Diameter is not given. Radius. Find the height of the tent and also curved surface area. Height is not the slanting height, H, height of the tent. Okay, what is the volume value, Tanishka? What did you get? 1239. 1232. Okay. If volume is given, use volume formula, students. What is volume formula? 1 by 3 H is equals to 1232, or you can just keep it as it is, 77 and 60. See, only if you use volume formula, there is height present in it. You can find height. You can find height in it. Calculate this. All of you complete. Find the height, students. What else is required? Height and totals of, find its height, and also curved surface area, CSA. Curved surface area is pi RL. Substitute R is not given. Use Pythagoras theorem. Three marks question. What is given there, Tanishka? Curved surface. What word is mentioned? Area, right? Yes. Area will be square or cube? Square. So just identify the word. What about TSA? Can you see A? Area. Wherever A is given, students, any question which has area, curved surface area, even LSA, lateral surface area, meter square. And one more thing, lateral surface, curved surface, both are same. So don't get confused. Write it with the units. Volume, only volume is cube. Apart from these three, length, breadth, diagonal, perimeter, all those comes in meter. That degree is 1. Okay, the degree is just 1. Okay, that's it. Cone concept, just practice these questions, whatever I've solved. If you want to find H, what is height, Tanishka? What's the answer, students? Height is equal to 24 centimeter or meter. Now you may check properly and write. You don't have computer class today? At what time? 7. Okay. Total surface area is, sorry, curved surface area. These two are easy, cylinder and sphere. Cone. The sphere is bit confusing. Lot of concepts, students. Pi is 22 by 7 into r is 7 into square root of, do it separately, 7 square 49 plus 576. What's the value? 625, right? 25. 7 and 7 gets cancelled. 22 into 25 is how much, students? 550. 550. Area is given meter square. Look at the answer. Curved surface area, height. The only part here, all can solve these questions because it is direct question. Only thing difficult to understand is volume. You should understand this concept. When you're going to, when some, I mean, people, 77% are breathing 6 air. That air is nothing but volume. It is empty. Okay, this question was slightly different from the morning. Which one? What we solved in the morning. That one area was given, students. 77 people or some 55 something. What was that? 11%. 11 people were on the ground and they occupied 20. We found area. Completed. Calculation is also done. All of you completed. Okay. Mariana, Joanna, done. Adia. Now cylinder is done. Cone is done. One question related to cylinder and cone, students. Before that, I'll tell you, see what kind of questions they'll ask. First, let us see the question. See, this is 2020. Last question they asked, both combined together, 2021, 22, I think. If we solve previous year, we'll check. Now, combination. This is what I told, combination question. So what combination question? What is meant by combination? Combination or combine. They'll combine two questions together. Now we have just done cylinder, cone, student. Cylinder and cone. In this cylinder, see this circle. From the same circle, they'll draw a cone like this, cone. One single cone. Or same cylinder, they'll draw two cones here, two cones. One on top, one on bottom. So whenever combination question is given or any question, remember what is this chapter's name? What are we doing, students? What is the chapter's name? Volume and surface area. So one common point for all the diagram, for all the solids is volume. Even, or what do you call this? Total surface area will vary. Curved surface area will also vary. Values will vary. But the only volume thing which is constant in 3D concept, remember in 3D the only thing which is constant is volume. The same goes with 2D. If it was rectangle, square, anyways you all don't have, just understand. In 2D it is area. So the common point is area for 2D and for volume it is 3D, students, 3D. Combination question. Whether it is combination or conversion. See, they'll give you a circle, a cylinder. They'll give you a cylinder like this. This cylinder, you have to melt it. Once you melt, it becomes liquid. Whenever you melt, it becomes into liquid. Everything volume. This is volume. This, if you want to convert into sphere, how many spheres can be made? Not sphere. What are we doing? Sphere. What is this solid's name? Cone. So this cylinder, if you want to convert into cone, students, look here. I'll tell you. Whether you transform it from one figure to another figure, or if you're finding the combination question, volume will be given, or just radius and height will be given, students. Radius is 10, height is 10. Or let me take the next one. Radius is equals to 7, height is equals to 10. What is volume? Height is equals to 30. Tell me the volume, students. Volume of cylinder, if radius and height is 30, 1 by 3 into 22 by 7 into, what is r square? 7 into 7 into, what is h, students? H is 30. 7 and 7 gets cancelled, 3 ones are, 3 tens are. So if you multiply, you get 154, 1540. What's the volume we got? 1540. This, they'll ask you to find cone. When you convert this volume and when you convert into cone, we have to use cone's formula. See, this formula, what I've written is wrong. Okay, just use cylinder concept. Cylinder concept, volume, find the volume. Whatever I wrote, that was cone's volume formula. For cylinder, it is just pi r square h. So from here, substitute all the values, find the volume, use that volume here. For example, if you get 1000, use 1000 here, and you have to find radius will be given. Okay, one more thing. In the same cylinder, can you see the circle here for cone and cylinder? There are circles. All of you respond, students. There is a circle. Okay, in this cylinder, this circle and cone. On the same circle, they'll give a cone. So what will be equal here? What will be equal? Radius will be equal for both, right? Radius will be equal. Is it clear or are able to understand? Radius will be equal. For cylinder, the same circle is used for cone, students. Radius will be equal. So these are the type of questions they'll give. They'll ask you to find height. Height. So first convert into volume. Use that volume here. Radius also will be same. Take radius same, then you'll get height value. Height of this. Once you find height, they'll tell even slanting height. For a prism, slanting height is L. This is straight is the normal height. This is radius. This is the slanting height L. Apply Pythagoras theorem. This is basic conversion point. Remember, volume is the connecting point here. Even for sphere, if you want to convert into sphere, volume is connecting point. Next, this question. From the solid wooden cylinder, it is a solid cylinder, student. Just ignore this word wooden. In a solid cylinder of height 28 centimeters, diameter is equals to 6 centimeters. When it comes to solid cylinder or cone, diameter is not required. We just need radius. If diameter is 6, radius is equals to 3 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2, 3 centimeters. Okay. Two conical cavities are followed here. Conical cavity in the sense cone. For the word cone, they'll mention conical. Conical meaning is cone. The diameter of the cones are also 6 centimeters. This is what I told you all. Whether it is diameter of the circle, cylinder or the diameter of the cone, both will be same. Look here, 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter. What is the height of the cone, students? What is the height of the cone mentioned here? 10.5. How many cones are given? One cone or two cones? How many cones? Two cones. Where's the question here? Here, taking pi is equals to 22 by 7. So pi, if they mention 22 by 7, take according to value. If not, take 3.14. Find the volume of the remaining solid. Find the volume of remaining solid. How do you solve this, students? If this is a cylinder, there are two cones in this. So basically, what are we supposed to do? Remove the two cones, right? Remove these two cones. All of you will respond. If I remove the two cones, won't I get the remaining value like this after removing the cone? This is what they've asked us. So basically, volume. Subtract the volume. So for cylinder, if it is 100 centimeter cube, after finding the volume, imagine volume of two cone is 20 centimeter cube. Then what will be the volume of this? Total cylinder is 100. Two cones are 20. What is the volume? If you remove them, yes, students, you didn't understand what I asked. What is the volume? Total cylinder is 100 centimeter cube. The total cylinder is 100. Each cone is how many centimeters? Each cone is 20 centimeter cube. How many cones do we have? How many cones? Two cones. So 100 minus 2 into 20. What is this? Volume of cylinder. Yes. Volume of cylinder minus 2 into volume of cones. Volume of cone. This is the formula. If there are three cones are not possible because it has only two circles, top and down. Either one cone is possible or two cone question is possible. Make a note of this formula. Volume of cylinder minus 2 into volume of cone. This is the formula. So diagram is not required. These are the calculation for cylinder, students. Whatever you've written here, this is for cylinder. Now for cone, what are the data given for cone? Diameter is same, height is 10.5. Cone. Diameter is 6, therefore radius is equals to 3. Height is equals to 10.5. All of you will first find volume of the cylinder, students. All of you will first find volume of cylinder. What's the formula for volume of cylinder? Pi r square h. Find the volume and also find the volume of cone. There are two cones. First find volume of one cone, later we'll multiply that. You'll get two, value of two cones. Take down the formula. Volume of remaining solid. 10.5, I'll write it as 105 divided by 10. Solve this and substitute, you'll get the answer, students. Complete and respond. Tell me the value. Okay. Substitute volume of remaining solid, students. You'll get volume of remaining. What's the answer? Final answer? 594. Okay. Let me check. 7 ones are 7 fours are. What do you get, students? 22 into 12 fours are 48. 22 into 48 is 1056. So total volume 1056 minus 2 into, see, you can write it together, students. Just remember this formula like this. Do calculation separately, or below this formula itself you can do the calculation and solve however you want. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. 7 ones are 7. How many times? 15 times. 5 5 threes are 5 twos are. 2 ones are 2 11s are. What's the answer? Is it 99? No, not 90. 99. If it is 90, 22 into 48. 22 into 48. 1056. Where did I go? Okay, here I made a mistake. 3 threes are 9. 9 fours are. How much is 9 fours are, students? 9 fours are is 36. 22 into 36. 792. Good. 792. Then you reduce everything. 99. 2 into 99 is how much? 200 minus 2. 198. 198 minus. So even if it is 200, you get 592. 590. Is it 590? Sorry, 594. 2 plus 2, 4. 590 or 594, students? Centimeter cube, because we are finding the volume. 3 marks question. Completed. All of you understood how to solve? Done? Okay, we'll start sphere. 7. What's the time? 5:40. Okay, another 8 minutes. After break, we'll start sphere, students. I'll explain. No, now I'll complete it. Sphere is thickness of a shell, volume. See, sphere is just basically a round, students. Round. Okay, and you cut into two, you get half like this. Half. Sphere and hemisphere. See, this is the shape of sphere and hemisphere, students. Here, like this. See, so sphere. This is the entire thing. Entire thing is curved. Unlike cylinder, cylinder has only one curve. Top it is flat. For a cone, one only down it is curved. Top it is pointed. But for a sphere, everything is a curved surface area. Total surface area, students. So there is nothing called curved or total. The entire concept is curved surface area. Volume, it'll have volume, curved surface area. Then, if you cut into two halves, you'll get a semicircle concept here. This is half sphere, and here, when you tilt, you get another circle. So one thing, this is solid. It can be solid, or sometimes it can be hollow. Hollow is a gap. How do I explain hollow? For example, okay, if it is solid, it is closed, students. Nothing will be inside. It is totally blocked if it is solid, entire solid one. For sphere, okay, example, you know that Kinder Joy chocolate, right? Kinder Joy chocolate. All of you have seen that. If you open, that is a sphere. That is an example of sphere. If you open that, there is a space for chocolate, Kinder Joy. If you remove all the chocolate, whatever cream and everything, that is hollow, students. Hollow space. So I don't know what kind of questions you all have, whether it is solid or hollow. This is the example. Okay, you open the Kinder Joy chocolate, you remove the chocolate and all the cream, all the stuffings from inside, you'll get a hollow. Basically, all inside, all. So we don't call semicircle. If it is 2D figure, we call semicircle. 2D is semicircle. For a 3D, we call hemisphere. Sphere, hemisphere. Hemisphere meaning is half. Now look at the formulas. Based on this, I'll explain. Circle is 2D, Tanishka. Circle is a 2D figure. Sphere is a 3D. Okay, 2D can be drawn on a paper. 3D is not possible. Okay, circle, for example, if you just see the front of a wall clock, if you just see it from front, it is a circle shape, right? Circle. But if you hold it, doesn't it have thickness to it? Thickness. So wall clock is not a sphere. What is wall clock? From front side, wall clock is a circle. What about ball? Cricket ball or football? Is it a circle or a sphere? Yes, tell me. Yeah, it's not a circle. From front, when you look, it has to be a circle, students. Ball is a sphere. It is a 3D image. Okay, circle is a 2D concept. See, whatever we study, everything you have to relate. Circle, you have to relate it with sphere. This is the difference, ninth and 10th standard. Circle. Rectangle, you have to relate it with cuboid. Square, you have to relate it with cube. Okay, sorry. These two are ninth students. Ninth standard, you had these kind of concepts. This is eighth and this is ninth. In 10th, circle. In 10th, instead of circle, you have to learn sphere and hemisphere. Sphere concept. Instead of rectangle cuboid, it is cylinder. We need cylinder. So you don't have cone and square. Instead of that, we have cone. There is no square and cube, it is cone. So circle and sphere is related. Circle is a 2D image. All these are 2D images. This is 2D image. Okay. Cube, cuboid, cylinder. These are 3D images. 3D. In ninth we studied. In 10th you'll have sphere. We call it as 3D images. Now let me show the example 3D and 2D. And that is good. Only if you'll understand the diagram, you'll be able to solve, student. Circle versus sphere. Yes, can you see this difference, Tanishka? Circle versus sphere. Yeah, a circle will be round like this. It will not be bulged. Example, globe. Globe is a sphere. Ball is a sphere. Okay. Yeah, a circle. We can draw a circle in a paper and cut it. That becomes a circle. You can draw a circle in a paper. You can use compass. You can draw a circle and remove that. If I cut from the paper and remove a circle, will have thickness? Will this circle have thickness, Tanishka? No, right? In a paper, if you construct a circle and if you cut it out, if you remove it out, will this have thickness? It won't have thickness. But if sphere, you can't do it in a 3D, student. This is the difference, 3D and 2D. Hemisphere, globe is also hemisphere. And if you take in science 11th and 12th, whether it is ISC, POC, CBSE students, maths definitely will have only 3D images, especially physics. Physics will become so complicated. Only 3D you'll be solving this dimension, volume, all kind of calculation. Okay, so when it When you go to 11th and 12th, 50% of physics is related to math students. With theory part, you have to learn the calculation. And 9th standard, if you're doing well, if you're calculating all this, 11th, 12th also will be easy. You'll be able to understand the concepts. Okay, so sphere, circle, hemisphere. Next, we'll see what kind of formulas are given here. First one, objects like, I'll just read it out. Football, volleyball, throw ball is said to have, and the nominal is our diameter. All this you'll ignore. From a solid sphere, students, from a solid sphere of radius. For a solid sphere of radius is r. Okay, radius is r. Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. For cylinder it was 1 by 3, but for a sphere it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. These are few tough formulas. And now will you remember, surface area of a sphere is pi r square. Okay, you have to memorize, students. Sphere, there is no other, you can't compare it with cylinder and cone. The reason is cylinder and cone, it has a straight line. So we can relate and study. This doesn't have any straight line. So the formulas will be totally different. Volume of a sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube, surface area. See here they have removed the word total surface area. Can you see total surface area anywhere? No, right? Here, the last part. If you cut it, you'll get a total surface area. But if it is a full sphere, there is no total surface area. So only two formulas, students. Volume 4 by 3 pi r cube, surface area 4 pi r square. Okay, so for entire sphere, whether they tell surface area, total surface area, or curved surface area, the meaning is same. Fine. So don't get confused. It's the same. Then spherical shell. What do you mean by spherical shell? Spherical shell is, if you cut this into two parts, this part is known as spherical shell, student. Only this part, this round part, this round. Okay, only this round part is known as spherical shell. The solid enclosed between two concentric spheres. Look here, the solid enclosed between two concentric spheres is called a spherical shell. If it is 2D, I could have drawn. 3D, you can't draw it. Spherical. The outer part. Once you cut it, the outer part. Can you see a radius, capital radius, and smaller one? All of you will respond, students. Spherical shell. It is basically just the circle part, not the blue one, the dark blue one. Dark blue one. Radius, capital radius, small radius. Where else? No, all this are physics concept. Next year you'll have to study all this. Angle, theta, globe. There is no circle. Enough, students. And combination questions you'll get like this. See, this is what I was talking. Left hand side, a cylinder with a sphere. A cylinder. You'll have a cylinder, and on top of that, sphere. That is combination question. See, even this one, cylindrical sphere, the shape of a bullet. All are interesting topics. If you'll put interest, I mean, if you'll focus and study, all are interesting topics, students. First, I'll explain. Only if you understand the diagrams, it will be easy for us to study. See, if you take a shape of a bullet, this will be cylinder. The difference between a cylinder will have a circle, student, round here, round. This is a circle. It is not a sphere. If it was a sphere, you'll have a round outside like this. This is a sphere. Okay. So this is best example for bullet. In pistols they use, right? In physics you'll study this. At what speed this travels and all this thing. This is what do you call cylinder concept. In cylinder, if they attach a semisphere, this is hemisphere. This part is hemisphere. That's the diagram they have given. This kind of diagram. Okay, hemisphere kind of concept. So to study this, you all should know the basics. In 10th standard, they'll cover basics. Even in 11th and 12th, they'll teach. But not in depth, students. If you know this concept, it will be easy for you all to understand. So you have to apply volume of cylinder concept. Volume of cylinder plus hemisphere. Okay, this is how you relate it. Sometimes like this. Sometimes both the sides, it will be bulged. Two spheres. You'll have two spheres. One on the left hand side, one on the right hand side. A different diagram. Volume will change, total surface area, everything will change. From this, you have to understand that curved surface area. See, curved surface area is only for this one, green part, that is hemisphere. Curved surface area. For cylinder, it is not curved. Yeah, even cylinder will be curved. It is round, right? So cylinder also will have a curved surface area. And for both, you can't apply the same formula. For hemisphere, curved surface is different. For cylinder, curved surface is different. So it is too tricky. You should know each and everything, all the basic concept. That is what they'll cover in 9th, 10th standard. Okay, when you cut open a sphere like this, imagine only half the sphere. This outer portion is what you call spherical shell. That has only one formula. For a spherical shell, the smaller radius is r, small r. The capital radius, I mean the outer circle, student, that is capital R. Thickness of the shell is r minus r. External radius r, internal radius. Internal is smaller one r, external is bigger one. And volume of the material 4 by 3 pi r cube minus r cube. For this, if you want, what is the volume? For this, it is easy to remember. What's the volume of a sphere, students? 4 by 3. All of you respond. 4 by 3 pi r cube. Minus the smaller one. What is the smaller one? 4 by 3 pi small r cube. What is common here? 4 by 3 pi is common. Remainder is r cube minus small r cube. So spherical shell is easy to remember. Spherical shell formula. Just take the main formula, split into two parts, two radius. Capital R, small r. Subtract it, you'll get radius, volume. Is this clear? Till here, did you all understand all the concepts? What kind of diagrams you get? These are the types of diagrams. It is interesting. The only thing is hardly 3-4 mark students. We shouldn't waste our time studying all the concepts. 11th and 12th in physics, they'll teach all in depth if you take physics and maths. Okay, very interesting topic. Next, hemisphere. Hemisphere when you cut open. We'll do one thing. Take break. After break, we'll continue hemisphere. Take break up to 6:05. Okay, all of you are online. Shall we continue? Next one. See, these are the examples, student. These are few 3D examples. Okay, so cube, ignore cube. Cone. Even ice cream is also a cone. Ice cream, whatever you take, it will be hollow inside. It will be empty so that they can stuff ice cream there. Once you fill the ice cream, it becomes a sphere like this. This is hemisphere concept, hemisphere. So even ice cream has hemisphere plus a cone concept. See all this, a walnut shell. If you or not walnut, sorry, coconut. A coconut, if you remove all this coconut inside, this becomes a hollow value, hollow. Okay, but the outer space we still call it as hemisphere. This is hemisphere. To cut open an orange, watermelon, or a bowl, hemisphere. All these are hemispheres. Then combination of hemispheres. See, this diagram is very important. This diagram, the base, whatever you take the base, students, this base, look, whatever I've circled, that is 2D. This is a circle. And the radius is equals to 6 centimeter. From center to the circumference, 6 centimeter. Then this part, this 6 centimeter is for the cone, semisphere. I mean, sorry, not hemisphere, not cone. For a sphere, half of cone is hemisphere, 6 centimeter, half of it. That is also radius. This radius is for hemisphere. Next, the length of the cone, students, height is given here, height. Look. So if they stuff one cone or one ice cream inside a cylinder, this is the image. This 12 centimeter is the height of the cone, height of cone, H. And if you connect this cone, along with radius, this 6 centimeter radius will be equal to this 6 centimeter. So the radius of cylinder and the radius of cone will be same, 6 centimeters. So if you take it out separately, you'll have it like this. You'll get it like this. 6 centimeters height, slanting height. Slanting height is L. So you'll get questions like this. Okay, what kind of questions? We don't know what kind of questions are given. For now, just looking at the diagram, I'll explain practically what kind of questions they'll give. For all three, what is the common point I told you all students? Which is that common point which relates for all the solid questions? All of you will respond. You should know how to calculate volume. So you have to calculate volume here. In this cylinder, you have to calculate the entire volume. In the cylinder, there is a cone present. So volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Volume of hemisphere. Add both. This is the volume occupied inside. This is the volume. The remaining space, they'll ask you to find the remaining space. Okay, so you need to calculate the total volume of the cylinder minus these two. The volume of this, look at this blue line, blue color, whatever I've shaded. That will give you the remaining portion. See, all this are remaining part. This is the maximum toughest question what they give. Okay, to look it is easy, but you'll have lengthy calculation. You have to find the volume of hemisphere like this. See, similar question. Even your pencil, you just look at the pencil or your pen, it will have a sphere. See, this tip is the cone shape. If you're using a pen or pencil, just observe it, students. This body part is the cylinder part. And in a pencil, you can see some pencils will have eraser. Okay, some pencils when you buy, they'll have eraser on top. This eraser part will be bulged. That is sphere, hemisphere. Hemisphere. Okay, all put together, this becomes a pencil. This is the concept you'll have to understand. For this, the inner space, okay, usually the pencil is made up of lead, the black one which you are writing, or when it is pen, it is ink. It is basically filled with ink, students. See how the concept is related. Whatever this ink comes in the pen, that is known as volume. So if you find the volume of pen, okay, volume of pen, you can calculate the volume of ink. Both are interlinked. You calculate the volume of pen, you'll get the volume of ink. Okay, now tell me, where will the volume be placed? Ink is placed here. If this is a pen, where do you think the ink is placed, students? Is it placed in the cylinder part, cone part, or the hemisphere part? Ink. All of you will respond. Out of these three parts, where is the ink in a pen? the cylinder part. So if you want to calculate volume of the ink, volume of ink, you have to just calculate the cylinder, volume of cylinder. Simple. Calculate volume of cylinder, you'll get volume of ink. If volume of cylinder is 10 centimeter cube, ink is liquid, it will be 10 or 0.1 ml, milliliters. All this conversion is physics. I'm just teaching about max. Okay, so ink will not be present in the hemisphere or on the cone, students. Everything will be in the center. So this is how you'll have to, as you solve, you have to think about, imagine all these diagrams, and you have to study whatever diagrams I've showed you all. Okay, related to that, you have to solve the questions. Next, hemisphere. Today only formulas. We'll just solve formulas, 1 or 2 questions. Tomorrow we'll complete it. Combination. There are a lot of questions. We'll do it tomorrow. Okay, and for homework, practice the formula, students, because I don't know how to relate it with cylinder and cone. It is totally different. Write and practice. Next, for hemisphere, volume is okay. For this, I can explain. If the total hemisphere, if the total volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube, what is half of it? What do you mean by half of it, students? You have to divide by 2, right? When you divide by 2, you'll get it like this. Reduce this and this. What's the formula you get? After reducing 2 by 3 pi r cube. Can you see 2 by 3 pi r cube? Is it clear? All of you understood? Just half of it, half of the main volume, 2 by 3 pi r cube. What about curved surface area? Isn't it half of it? That's what. Curved surface area is also half of it, students. Okay, only thing, total surface area. Try to remember total surface area. 2 pi r square plus pi r. Just ignore this. 3 pi r square. 3 pi r square is the total surface area. When we talk about total surface area, it is this circle plus this sphere, both together. Okay, so this is known as total surface area. Okay, even for total surface area, I can explain. Look at total surface area. This top part is a circle, student. Circle. Area of a circle. We are talking about total surface area. There's a word area. So for this circle, area is pi r square. Pi r square. Then for the bottom part, just remember it is 2 pi, double than that, 2 pi r square. You add both, pi r square plus 2 pi r square, you'll get 3 pi r square. 3 pi r square. So 4 by 3 pi r cube, 4 pi r square. Okay, not that tough. Hemisphere meaning is half. Just we are literally splitting everything into half, students. Okay, literally into half. So all you have to remember is these two concepts. These two are very important. 4 by 3 pi r cube, 4 pi r square. Then just divide by half, you'll get hemisphere values. Divided by half. Any doubts in the formulas? All of you understood how to derive hemisphere and spherical shell? Joanna, Mariana, understood? Tanishka, okay. Adia, Naomi, Ivania. Okay, what about these images, students? Related to images, you are able to understand all this? What kind of questions they might ask? Right? Okay. You take any like fruits, vegetables. Definitely it will be in the shape of cylinder, cone, sphere, students. Or cube, cuboid. Based on these 5 topics. Fine. Or you can even take tomato or potatoes. You can just cut it. You'll get half shape like this, and on top or round. Hemisphere with a spherical shell. So that's it. Based on diagram, this is done. We'll solve 1 or 2 example questions here. Find the volume of a sphere. Until they mention hemisphere, it is not it is a complete sphere question, students. Find the volume and surface area. Volume is equals to radius, diameter is given. We don't need diameter, we need radius. What is volume of a sphere, students? 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 r cube. If diameter is 21, what is radius? Radius should be half of 21, right? 21 divided by 2, multiply 3 times. 3 times. 7 ones are 7 threes are 3 and 3 gets cancelled. 2 ones are 2 11s are 2 ones are 2 fours are. Sorry, 2 and 2, even this gets cancelled. So we have 21 into 21 into 11. 21 into 21 is 441. 441 and 11 you can even multiply like this. 1584. 4851. This is the answer. It's a basic question. Okay, try this question all of you, or just go through this. Whatever is given, just go through. Curved surface area, volume. Another 10 minutes, students. Up to 6:30 I'll conduct. So I'll join at 5 up to 6:30. 4 by 3 pi r 4 by 3 pi r cube 4 pi r square. After the class, write all three formulas together like this beside one another. Where did I write it? Here. I have written cone. Next to that, write sphere, students. Sphere. Write all four and study it together. Volume, so that you don't get confused. 4 by 3 pi r cube. Is the first one clear? All of you understood the first one? First, second question. Look at the example 2, students. Look at example 2. Let us solve the example 2. The volume of a sphere is given. Volume is equals to 36 pi. Okay, pi is given. Pi centimeter cube. Find the surface area of a sphere. Surface meaning surface area. For a sphere, it doesn't have total or a curved sum. It is always a surface area. Correct to the nearest centimeter. Take pi is equals to 22. Okay, volume is given. What is volume formula? All of you will unmute and answer, students. What is volume? Respond. Volume is equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube is equals to 36. Pi is given. Why pi they have given pi? Anyways, r cube is equals to 36 pi. This 3 will get multiplied. Pi into 4. Pi and pi will get cancelled. 4 ones are 4 nines are. This 9 I'll split into 3 into 3 into 3. What is r value? R is equals to 3. Good. Find the surface area. What is surface area formula? 4. What is surface area, students? 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square. So surface area is equals to 4 into 22 by 7 into r square is 9. So whatever we are solving now is basic solid, students, solid question. We didn't solve combination. Only one combination question we solved. Cylinder and cone. So till now everything is easy. Whatever we solved, everything was easy. Next, look at the calculation. Answer 3 is correct. 4 pi r square. This one, when you calculate, you get 113.414. It was a simple question. Last question. We'll discuss last question and start tomorrow, students. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Now this is what I was talking about. It's a combination question or transformation, the transform it. A solid sphere of radius, a sphere is given, is melted. If you melt and it is recasted into right cone. See, this sphere is converted into cone. What is the connecting point, students? Between any two solids, what is the connecting point? All of you will respond. What do we need to find? We need to find their volume. Correct. Not surface area, Naomi. It is only volume. Okay. It is only volume. Surface area is different. Volume is common to all the solids. Each of radius 2.5 centimeter and height. Calculate the number of cones. So there is a big, this one, sphere, students. That sphere they have melted. Once you melt it, it becomes liquid form. Imagine this is the liquid I have put in a container. This liquid you have to convert into sphere, not sphere, cones. How many cones? We don't know the number. We need to find cones. But they have given us dimension for one cone. Each cone of radius value is given, height value is given. So if radius and height is given, find the volume of one cone. So the bigger volume divided by the smaller volume will give the number of cones. We'll try it tomorrow. I'll just show you the calculation. Look here. Wherever you see any combination question, always go with volume, students. Volume. So first thing, volume of a sphere calculated. Radius of each cone is given. This is not a major calculation part. Ignore. Radius and height. Next. For a sphere, I told volume, calculate. Then for a cone, again, volume of each cone calculated. Number of cones. Volume of the greater one divided by volume of smaller one. Now, I taught you all the same logic in AP and GP concept. We have two equations here. What are the two equations, students? Tell me the two equations. 4 by 3 pi r cube is equals to how much? 4500 pi. Then what is the second equation? 1 by 3 pi r square h is equals to how much? 50 pi divided by 3. Is there any plus and minus here? Do we have any plus and minus? If there is plus and minus, we would have used elimination method, right? To find the volume of each cone, volume of the sphere divided by cone, which is greater? Sphere is greater. Divided by cone, students. The greater value divided by smaller value will give number of cones. Okay, it's a very simple concept. Only if you understand the logic. And the connecting point is volume. 2013, 3 marks. 3 marks question. This is a lengthy one. 2012. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. That's it, students. No more calculation. I'll just show the questions. Just spend 5 to 10. What time will have computer class? 7 or 6:30? Tanishka and Naomi. Okay, 7:30. Oh, another 5 minutes. We'll just quickly go through the questions. Practice it later, students. Look here. Hollow sphere. A sphere, hollow is when you cut it into two parts and there is a gap. For example, the coconut shell which I showed. Based on that, we'll have a question. 2012. 2014. The surface area of a solid metal sphere is given. It is melted. Whenever melted, remember volume. Look, melted. Formed into, right. Let the radius surface area they have found. They've used surface area formula just to find radius, students. Radius. Look here, volume is important. That's it. 4 marks question. 21C, you see 21. All these are basic questions, students. If you want try any one or two questions, use those formulas, try one or two. And one more thing, see how many bullets. This is what I was talking about, this bullet concept. How many bullets can be made out of a cube of lead whose edges measure 22 centimeter? Each bullet is being 2 centimeter in diameter. They don't ask for board exam, but bullet shape, I already told you all like this. It would be a cylinder. What are the two objects here, students? Tell me the two objects here. All of you will respond. Cylinder plus, what do you call this? Sphere or hemisphere? Yes, hemisphere. So you have to calculate the volume. Total surface area is not required here. You have to use that and calculate volume. We'll just solve one or two questions later. This is a practical question. How many bullets, how many lead? This is not there. This one, seventh question. See, these type of questions will repeat. How many lead balls of this one? Okay, that is not that important. 2016, there is a question. Go through that. 2015. Third exercise has lot of questions to the students. 2019. See, I'll show you 2019 one. A metal sphere melted, again volume. So I'll tell you how to score marks. It is not about, see, if you want to complete the entire thing, it would take at least 1 month. Just volume chapter. It's such a vast topic. Artwork doesn't matter. Smart work matters. Out of 7 marks, one definitely easy question for MCQ. Learn all the formulas. They'll ask one basic question. In the remaining 6 marks, any 3 marks will be easy, students. The another 3 or 4 marks will be tougher one. If it is tough, if you're not able to solve the entire question, look, we know melting question, volume is required. So if they talk about cylinder, write all the data, find the volume. At least you'll get 1 mark. Okay, then they have asked us to find curved surface area, radius of cylinder. Just whatever basics you know, just write it. Don't try to skip, write it. Out of 3, you'll definitely get 1 or 1.5 mark. Okay, do the same thing. Whoever feels volume tough, volume and when we do word problems, even word problems, same thing. That's it. We'll continue tomorrow. What else is left? Okay, all the tough questions are here. See, these are the questions. A sphere plus a cone. Hemisphere plus a cylinder. This is all three together. Important question. Even this one, all three together. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Now tell me what time can you attend